Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to build a Copilot from scratch. And this recently came up because we had somebody who was interested in us, and they, in particular, in brainstorming with them, had this idea of what would it take if we could build essentially a bot that would work ultimately on WhatsApp or Facebook, where somebody could take a picture of any page of the Bible and then have a conversation about that picture and ask any questions. And you can imagine this as being really useful for not just religious studies, but looking at basically any textbook as a study guide. And so I want to show you just how you might build that from scratch. And so here we have the Gooey homepage. And if you just go over to Explore, you can see all the workflows that we offer. And the first one that we'll try is basically this Copilot, which allows you to build these interactive bots that are supplemented with data. And so the first thing that you might do is you can just take this and kind of erase it and say, you are, in this case, BibleBot, and basically give it some guidance in terms of who it is. And so if we say, if the user answers hello, answered yourself as a question, which is welcome to BibleBot, and we're just editing this other one that's here. I'm in AI design to help you better understand the Bible. And then we can say, you can send me a text or a voice note with any, Bible-related question. And I'll give you an based on I'll give you an answer based on recommendations and best practices. Isn't really great. We can just say, I'll give you a great answer, right? I'm constantly trying to improve, so please give your feedback by tapping the up down buttons. We probably want that. And so, and then we can remove this. And so now, great, we have a very simple prompt that we're using to start with, and we'll probably just get rid of these. And to start, we can do the simplest thing we can imagine, which is I just downloaded a PDF of a Bible that I have over here. And so if I just go into downloads, I literally can just say, hey, I've got the Holy King James Version, and I can just upload that. It's 10 megabytes. And this is like the first pass that we're doing. You'll see later we can do more stuff, but it basically is just gonna take that whole PDF, and then we're gonna see how well it works. And if we want this to basically allow people to take pictures of the Bible as well, we also want to set up some of these things down here, which is basically we want to use, in this case, we don't want to use actually GPT Vision. We want to use GPT-4 Turbo. It tends to be the fastest. We don't want to use Vision because it's not very good at OCR. But we have this other thing which allows you to do photo intelligence, which basically uses a set of other models that are really good at understanding text. And so from here we can say, well, what is this most like? And so, generally they're going to take information from documents, so we're going to try to basically abstract those. How would we think of the Bible? We won't worry about the language right now. We'll assume for this is for English, but we do want them to read back answers. We'll use a Google voice to basically read that back, and we can save this. And we can say, hey, this is BibleBot, and this is a demo of how to use Copilot, right, in Gooey. And so then I can literally just hit submit. And when I hit submit here, we're basically taking that file that I just uploaded. It's running it through an embedding process where it's taking all of that text, which is 700 pages, and then building essentially our first bot. And so this first part will take a little while. We then host this in a cache, and so if these documents aren't changing a lot, you can go ahead and use them. So we'll give that thing a bit of a wait, and while we're waiting, we can fill out this thing, which is we sort of skipped over. So there's two parts of this prompt. There's one, which is the first prompt that really describes what is this bot, what should you do if somebody says hi, and then we have this second part here, which is really giving the guidelines of what to do when somebody asks a question. We'll go and we'll basically look up the answers inside of this document. And then this script says, well, what do we want to do with their search results? Now, this isn't really related to crops or gender, given we started this from farmer chat piece, so we can just delete that guideline. we can say, yeah, in this case, we could say we only want to use search results to provide a coherent answer, which means we're trying to do things that are related to the actual text that we get back here. And then we can say if the search results, i.e. the Bible, refuse to provide sufficient information, we can say we have two choices. We can either refuse to answer the question, which is what this previous one did, or we can say, attempt to answer the question, right? And then if the search results title or snippet is unrelated, we can say you don't know, but I think we'll just delete that line. We don't want to give advice to search the internet. We do want to limit this thing so we can politely refuse to answer questions on the subject of the Bible and Christianity in general. And then we can say we can use appropriate emojis if we want to, just for fun, and we'll keep that there. And so this seems like a reasonable set of guidelines that we've made. And at this point, I'm actually going to pause, and we're going to come back when this embedding piece is finally done.